Hey guys, it's Delise and with Bardel Bows, and everybody will recognize who I'm standing with here. This is Angela Kumpe. And you guys know Angela as the creating guru of the industry. You sell tons of color, you sell everything that's needed to be creative. And part of that is because you're so creative yourself. Tell me how many times, I know you do. Tell me how many times you've been on the cover of Groomer.
6, I think.
Six, I think.
Maybe 7.
Let me explain to you. If I'd been on the cover of Groomer to Groomer, I wouldn't have had to think. I would have exactly known how many times I've been on the cover.
I'm pretty sure it's 6.
All right, well, 6 times. Angela knows that I love accessories and that I believe that accessories set you apart in your shop. I believe that accessories are one thing that separates you from everybody else. So I wanted to talk a little bit with Angela today about the importance of accessories and how I think color is one of those accessories that you need to use. When I had the shop, we did a lot of color in my shop. We did tipping of the ears, we did tips of the tails, not to the extent that a lot of you guys do today. But it was one thing that people knew if they saw a dog going down the street that had tipped ears, they knew that it had come from my shop.
Yes, ma'am.
So it was like a calling card for me. It was my business card, you know, and I know you find that to be true also.
We've had lost dogs that got lost that belonged to clients, and they found their way home because of the color.
Exactly.
Because they would call me, they knew I was ready to put the color on.
That's exactly right. So they knew. So it is a walking billboard. I had a standard poodle in, let me think, 1993, I guess. And I dyed him pink for our Cherry Blossom Festival. Total pink. Back then, we didn't have a lot of color for dogs. We used human color. I used jazzing. That dog was on CNN, Good Morning America. He was on the Children's Network. They estimate that during one festival alone, over 750 photos were taken of him. And he was on newspapers all across the country because people were coming in and wanting their picture made with the dog. Right. I didn't have to hand out business cards. I mean, he was my billboard, you know, and so it really makes a difference. A lot of times when we're talking about color, Angela, everybody's afraid, and I understand that. You know, if you don't know what you're doing or you don't know a simple way to do it, then it's a scary proposition when you're doing it the very first time.
Yes, it is.
You carry these things that are called blow pens, guys, and a lot of you already know what they are, but a lot of you are not, don't have a clue about it. And to me, they're a simple thing to use.
They're simple and they're more temporary, so it doesn't have to grow out.
Right.
It's eventually going to wash out. Some coats, you know, it lasts longer on than others. Some it comes out in 1 bath. Some it'll last 3 or 4 baths. I have had dogs that it left a light stain for 6 months.
Right.
But those dogs didn't get bathed very often.
That's exactly right.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, it's easy to use. They originally were made for children.
Right.
This was originally a children's art project, and now we have them made for the dogs.
And you know, when you think about that with the children with an art project, guys, and that's another thing that we always stress is that everything that Angela sells, everything that any of the competitive groomers use on those dogs are dog safe products. So the blow pens, actually the children could stick those things in their mouth and drink them and it was not going to make them sick.
That's right.
So you know, that lets you know right there that if a dog is cleaning itself or licking or whatever, it is not going to be toxic to that dog in any shape, form, or fashion. And with the blow pens, like she said, it's a temporary thing, which makes it nice. You know, we did pumpkins on dogs, and we used, back then it was a Jerome Russell product, but anyhow, you had a pumpkin on back in January, you know, and owners are not real keen on that idea.
No, you turn the pumpkins into Christmas ornaments at Christmas.
Oh, there you go. See how smart?
Yeah, and then, you know, Christmas is okay. January they have to deal with it. Then you turn it into a heart.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
For Valentine's Day, and then when about time March rolls around, it's time for spring shave downs. Anyways, you
so
just get rid of it and start over.
Exactly. But this is not the case with these guys. The other thing that I wanted to say is I know how important social media is, and I know that you do. Social media and how important social media is for your business. You know, I always say that you don't have to be the best groomer. You don't have to give the best haircut, but you have to be the best at marketing yourself. And you have to be the best at letting your clients know what you do and what makes you special or what makes you different. Those are things that are very, very important. Well, it is a known fact that a photograph of a dog in bows or a photograph with a dog with colors will get more likes and more shares than one without.
That is correct.
You know, because everybody's excited about that stuff.
And that's exactly what I tell people when they, you every once in a while you'll have somebody that's like, oh, poor dog. And you're like, this poor dog gets petted twice as much as any dog without color. And people don't think about it that way. And when they think about it, they're like, oh my God, you're right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, when they're dressed, and it's obvious, when we do this at the shop, it's always so funny. You take all that time you spend grooming a dog, and you've done this wonderful top knot, you've got everything set like you just want it, and you stick 2 bows in and you walk out with the dog, the first thing the client does is,
oh, look at those bows.
That's exactly right. And you're thinking to yourself, I have spent how long working on this, and that's what you notice is the bows. But it is true, it is that extra bling that they absolutely like. It's a little bit, I contribute a little bit to jewelry on women. You know, it's just that, it's that icing on the cake, it's the fabulous finishing touch. So we have a wonderful, there is a poodle, it's called Poodle Creo Rescue. I believe that's right. Creo Poodle Rescue. I'm getting some help from the Peanut Gallery here. And they are here at, we are at, where are we? Where are we at? Mardi Gras?
Mardi Gras Pet Expo.
Thank you very much.
2019 in New Orleans.
You notice she's helping me out here. Usually it's Paul that has to tell me where I am. Thank you, Angela,
You're welcome.
for that. Exactly. But anyhow, they've got a rescue group here, and every year they have a wonderful kissing booth, and they raise funds for Poodle Rescue. And we are going to borrow one of their dogs today who has been here all weekend giving kisses and making grace and giving kisses and everything for this wonderful event. And so she has graciously allowed us to actually, your guide Angela here is going to give us a demo on how to put stars on this dog. And the reason that we're doing this is 4th of July is just around the corner. Everybody likes, everybody likes to be patriotic, guys, okay? So this is a no-brainer. So if you are never done this before, this is a great opportunity to get your feet wet. This is an opportunity to do a few. And Angela was talking earlier, we've got Memorial Day coming up. Post a couple of photos.
Right. Couple of Memorial Day. And then people will get interest, and then come 4th of July and Labor Day, both are coming up. Then you can do your your red, white, and blue stuff again.
And they're going to be asking for it because they saw it
on your social media.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And if you've got a parade in your community, how cool is this? Stick the little stars or whatever. We're going to do stars today. We're not going to do, she's going to do stars today, but stick stars on the dog. It's wonderful for the parade. You can always do a, get a bunch of your clients together and say, listen, we're all going to enter in the parade. Can we do some red, white, and blue streamers, stuff like that? So anyhow, guys, let me get Grace up here. Sweetheart. Come on, darling. Hey, sweetie pie. I know it. I know it. Oh, what a good girl. Y'all will already notice.
Give me the business end.
I got you. All right, you want to, let me get it around. I'm going to do that. Good girl. Good girl. What a good girl. Y'all will notice that she already has, oh, that's a good girl. All right, there we go. Let's calm down just a minute. There you go. Hi. Y'all, we've got so much going on, y'all just don't know. All right, guys, look, so we've already put in the red, white, and blue bows with the fascinators, and she's also got some red, white, and blue frills on. All right, Angela, tell me what we're doing here, baby.
I'm going to do some stars, and since she's got a little bit of length to her coat, and we're going to do stars, and I have the points, I'm going to do a little bit of hairspray, just to make sure that the stencil pattern turns out good.
All right, so if I didn't want, go ahead and do it while we talk, but if we didn't want to do hairspray, a number 5 blade, you think, or lower?
Yeah, a 5 or a 7. On a poodle, since their hair stands up, it has to be a little shorter, but what you can do is you can just cut the area you're going to use a little bit shorter, and then blend it the edges with your thinners, and then you don't have to worry about taking the whole dog that short. I do this a lot, so I'm just going to do a little bit of hairspray just to get this hair to make sure it doesn't blow around when I start blowing this color on. Okay, that's plenty. And you notice I'm just wiping it down, just trying to get the sticky outies here.
All right, and if this were, let's just say, a wire hair fox terrier, or if this were a smooth-coated fox terrier, no, nothing, we don't need to do anything.
No, so this is like poodle Bichon type hair that's going to stick up.
Gotcha, okay. So what we're saying here is it can be done on all kinds of textures of coat, too, is what we're saying. As long as we've got the shortness or, yeah. All right, and so what are you opening there? Talk to me about this.
Here I have my stencil, okay? It's got an edge on it to make sure that you don't get any overspray. On the back, you peel the back off, and this sticks to the dog because we all know the dogs like to wiggle. Now I don't have to worry about if she wiggles. Okay.
All right, so look, guys, no brainer here. It's a star already. It's not that you got to spray this in a star form. She's making this easy for you.
Right. Okay, so you take your blow pen. It's basically a marker with a mouthpiece on it. So you're going to open it up, flip your marker over, and you close these in between because they'll dry out. But if they dry out, you just put a touch of water in them and they'll work again. Okay, so I've got the marker tip here, the blower tip here. I'm going to make sure it works on my arm.
Or you could use a paper towel.
Or you could use a paper towel, but yeah.
No, but she likes color all over her.
And I'm just going to hold my stencil tight. Make sure you get the tips really well. Okay.
Oh my gosh, y'all look how precious.
And we're going to do a blue one down here. My blue one was a little dry a while ago. I put a touch of water in it, but I may not have got enough. I'm going to hold this down because her little curls are sticking up.
So guys, as you can see what Angela's doing here, all she's doing is blowing on that pen. So this is not anything that is, this dog is being absolutely wonderful, and this dog does not know us real well, and this is not bothering this dog at all.
I'm gonna do one more blue, red one down here, so we got a trio going here.
And you know, threes are always great, guys. That's always a good thing. And you see that she has used this stencil over and over again for the same thing. Oh, y'all, look. Oh my gosh. Is that unbelievable? Isn't that great? All right, now Angela, let me ask this. With the stencil, can I use it again and again? Or how many uses will I get out of that?
Depends on if your dog's a shedder. Poodles don't shed, so there's no hair or dirt. Or, you know, if you're doing like a festival or a craft fair or something and the dogs are dirty, it's not going to last as long.
Right.
But as long as it's still sticky, you can reuse it. You can put the back on. One side's slick, one side's not. You put the slick side down.
Gotcha.
And you can fold it back up and you can reuse it. I usually take a paper towel and I wipe my old color off. So when I go to put it on the next dog, if I want to do pink and purple, I don't get old color on it.
Exactly.
And you can reuse this.
All right. Now, so this comes in the kit, and in that kit, I'm going to get 3 blue pens and 3 red pens with this particular kit.
You're going to get 5. 5. There was 2
5,
blue,
I'm sorry,
2
yeah,
blue
okay.
and 3 red, and 5 stencils.
Okay. All right. All right. And so let me just say, about how many dogs can I get out of that? Well, like if we're doing just the 3s, just, you know.
If you're doing just the 3s, you're going to get at least 20 dogs.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Sometimes if these blow pens get hot, even when you get them new, sometimes they'll be a little dry. My blue one was. I'm going to tell them how to do this. You can take this end off of here, because you can re-wet these multiple times, people. Multiple times. Put just a few drops, not a bunch of water, a few drops of water in here. There's a sponge down there that holds your ink. Well, just because the moisture goes out does not mean there's not color.
I gotcha.
So you can re-wet these things multiple times if you just take the patience to put a few drops of water in there and let it sit. Then you can re-wet them. And they will definitely dry out if you don't close them when you're done. So you have to flip it back over and close it.
Gotcha.
But like I'm a mobile groomer, so in the hot summer I have more trouble with mine drying out.
Right.
You can also put them in put a wet rag and a Ziploc bag with them.
And just keep that moisture.
Yeah.
All right, so tell me what kind of cost I'm looking at with that.
This kit is $10.
$10. $10.
$10.
Okay. So the bang for my buck is remarkable. Okay, because all right, so guys, and she just made a statement about festivals.
50 cents a dog minimum.
Exactly. Oh my God, you're gonna pay that much for some bling. The other thing that I just love that she just said was talking about festivals. Guys, always in your parks and stuff like that, the doggy parks and stuff, they'll have festivals and everything. What a good walk-in advertisement for you if you set up a booth with your cards, and during that weekend of 4th of July, this is what everybody gets. You do 2 or 3 stars. How great an advertisement would that be for you guys? You can even do it, you know, I'm all about giving back.
We go to the adoption events, and we decorate the dogs that are up for adoption.
Right.
And a lot of them in Arkansas, it's like kids, labs, the big dogs are the ones that don't get adopted out.
Right.
So they're still cared dogs anyways. And if it's a black dog that I can't do this on, because this will not work on black hair. This has to be a lighter coat. then I'll take nail polish and do red, white, and blue fingernail polish.
That's exactly
Or the bows or the neck bands.
Exactly.
We glue rhinestones. I mean, there's so many things you can do.
Well, and
So
the other thing is, we know for a fact that if a dog is dressed, it's going to get adopted faster. And I know that sounds bad, but if you've got 15 dogs and these two have bows on them, they're going to get looked at first. I hate that that's the way that it is, but it's
a lot of
true.
people take their kids, and the kids go to the
That's
dogs
exactly
that's
right. They're
dressed.
drawn
Yeah.
to that. And you know, we're talking about giving back. You could even do this as a fundraiser for a veterans home. Okay,
Good.
so you could do when they have the dog in the park type stuff. You can take and say, okay, we're just taking donations. You've got $10 in this, okay, and you do $1 for every time, or $5, you know, and then you donate all of that money to the veterans home. So I mean, that's remarkable.
And people think when they raise money they have to donate 100%. I don't have time to do a lot of that anymore, but I send my girls. And what I do is I still pay them hourly, because they're going to get enough donations, or I'll give them a percentage. And you can say the proceeds go to. So if you want to send your bather or somebody out because you don't have time,
That's right.
give them 50% of the donations and 50% to charity. You've still raised money for that charity, yet your bather
Right.
or your other groomer or whoever still got paid to do it.
Exactly.
Because I mean, sometimes it is hard to get employees to go out and do something for free.
It is. It is.
And that way you're not asking them to, but
Right.
you're still helping out a charitable cause, because it's not their business, it's the owner's business.
That's
so
right.
if we do it free, it's one thing. To ask them to do it for free,
Exactly, is another thing.
something
That's
else.
exactly
Right.
right. That's exactly right. So guys, I challenge you, okay? I'm challenging you to, and we're gonna have a link in the bottom of this feed as to where you can get these stencils. They're on Angela's website. You'll be able to find them there. And she'll be happy to ship them to you. But I'm challenging you guys to step outside your comfort zone. I'm challenging you to do something just a tiny bit different. If you've never done any color like this is a great way to get your feet wet. This is a great way to start with these stars, that later you'll do pumpkins, or later you'll do Christmas balls, or you'll do Christmas trees, or who knows, you may do some tipping of the ears in color. Okay, but this is a great way to get started. Angela, anything else you can think of that we've not covered that we want to say?
We'll just say on the blow pens, you don't have to do stencils. You can tip the ears, tip the tail. I don't have a brush with me, but like if you were blowing color in here, this hair is going to blow all around, so you want to hold this tight. And you would, look at my hands, you would put a brush underneath and blow, and that way it keeps the hair from going everywhere. But you can tip the ears and tail. And
there you go. There you go.
You
Okay, so you can get a little bit of color that
and
way.
you can wear gloves to prevent this.
Exactly. And Angela's got all other kinds of colors too. This was just one I wanted to talk about today because I knew that it was fast and easy. Exactly. And that it was kind of a no-brainer. You know, that's how we always need to be. A lot of people can jump straight in the deep end of the pond and they're really good. A lot of us like to sit on the steps and slowly go in. So this is the steps, guys, okay? Because I know that if you start out on the steps, you're going to want to be in the deep end of that pond before long. Guys, thank y'all for joining us. Angela, I have always admired your work, and I have always been honored to call you friend. And thank you very much for doing this with us today.
Oh, thank you. I'm proud to do it.
All right, guys, thank you again. Bye now.